And Are You Okay is a not safe for work podcast, so any young listeners are discouraged from continuing. However, we literally have no way to track that. So do whatever the hell you want and enjoy the show.
Something, my nerve herder. How we doing today?
Hello there.
Hello there.
What's going on, buddy?
General Kenobi.
Broda. What's up, my friend?
You know, just hanging out, just having fun.
Yeah? Are you having fun? Because we just watched Attack of the Clones.
I love that movie.
I know, you did say that a couple times.
I do. I do love this movie a lot.
Yeah, let's talk about it, man. This is what we do here. This is...
this is...
Do you want to give them the title?
We should probably tell them what they're listening to.
Yeah, we should. This
you
is
are listening
not
to
Mark Maron's podcast.
Annie, Are You Okay? A Star Wars podcast.
Correct.
Where me and the R2 to my 3PO, Siebes,
Hello
break
there.
it all down. I'm Mikey, here to talk some Star Wars today. And we're doing a chronological rewatch of the Skywalker saga.
Yes, indeed.
But we're doing a little differently today.
Yes, indeed.
We are going to be going through Attack of the Clones, and it's going to be a little bit like a court case.
We have different differing stances
Yeah.
on Attack of the Clones.
This is in defense of Attack of the Clones, and so we are going to be debating Attack of the Clones a little bit. I will be defending this movie while Siebes vehemently tries to tear it apart.
Yes. I do. Yeah, I do kind of dislike
9-year-old loves this movie.
Hey, that's the thing. It's
9-year-old you loves this movie.
It's like, it came out, 2002?
Yeah.
So we would have been...
4th grade?
9.
Yeah, I think 4th grade.
Yeah, accurate. So, yeah, in the eyes of a 9-year-old, this movie's awesome.
This movie is the shit.
And it's really, it's so much better than Phantom Menace.
Oh my God, leagues ahead of it. It's funny that we're actually using this episode to debate a movie when we really should have just been laying into the Phantom Menace.
Agreed, in hindsight. But yeah, there's a lot of good things about this one compared to the first one, but there's still just... This movie's 2 hours and 20.
It's the second longest Star Wars movie.
It's lengthy.
Comes right in behind The Last Jedi.
It's lengthy, and that's not always a good thing. Definitely some stuff I could have done without.
Yeah, it's I think that we didn't really touch on it the first episode, but the prequel trilogy in general is just super ambitious. It's trying to do a lot of things, and you can't deliver in 3 movies. You just can't.
No, it's very difficult. They're trying to squeeze a lot of intricacies of the backstory, which is this whole
it's convoluted
going on, and it's tough at times. And then this one more so, I think, takes you on. So this is more. You saw Anakin as a child in the first one, what his background story was, and now we move to Attack of the Clones, where, as the name implies, this is the beginning of some conflict that we learn. So, Mike, kick it off, man. We're 10 years now following Master Qui-Gon Jinn's death.
Yes, Qui-Gon died 10 years ago. Anakin's 19. Padme's 24. It's a little less creepy now.
Thank you for clarifying that
no
ahead
problem.
of time, because that's still a little bit weird.
It's a little weird, but I guess it works. In the context of a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
So,
we'll get to that. I have some things to say.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. We're going to go into we broke it down into 3 parts. Let's talk about right off the jump. There's an assassination attempt on Padme.
It's the first scene of the movie.
Some people are trying to get their rocks off by killing Padme.
I know.
It's crazy.
She seems nice, dude.
She's a nice lady.
Everyone's trying to kill her all the time.
She just doesn't want a military, dude.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
I know. So Corday, her body double gets just roasted by some kind of explosion.
She gets blowed up.
She does get blowed up, which prompts the Jedi Council to investigate who's trying to kill
dude,
Padme.
They're not going to investigate.
Oh, I'm sorry, right.
It's not implied in their mandate.
It's not implied in their mandate. That's right. They're there just as super overqualified bodyguards.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
What else is the Jedi good
ultimately
for?
are. I have so many questions about the order after these prequels, man.
Well, hold on.
These guys don't know anything.
I know I'm in defense of this, but I have one note written down because I've seen the movie that many times that I didn't feel like I needed to write things down. But we have
Truly
to talk
wonderful
about
the mind of a child is.
Yeah, we have to talk about Ki-Adi-Mundi and how he single-handedly, it was a chain reaction of things that he did that just completely dismantled the Jedi Order.
So, Padme has this incredible hunch after her first attack that it's Count Dooku who's behind the attack. And Mike,
is she a Jedi?
What is Ki-Adi-Mundi? What is Master Mundi's response?
He's a political idealist, not a murderer.
Not a murderer. You know who was a political idealist, Mike?
Who?
Adolf Hitler was technically a political idealist.
No.
He is responsible. He's got some blood on his hands.
That guy?
Yeah. They're not mutually exclusive, Key. Get it straight.
Yeah, I think Hitler killed a lot of people, specifically like 11 million of a
Did
certain.
Hitler come up last week? I feel
Maybe.
like we
We talk
probably
about
should.
Hitler a
That's
lot.
probably got to be the cap on Hitler mentions.
We like World War II.
Yeah.
I think that's really where the knowledge comes from.
Yeah.
We don't actively try and bring up Hitler in conversations.
No. So Ki-Adi-Mundi's representation of the entire Jedi Council at this point, who are all just apparently, they just have their heads up their asses. And they're just at all times thinking like, oh, we would know about this if it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, the dark side is clouding their judgment. From a plot standpoint, you have to agree that holds up.
It does. It's still kind of, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but that's why I'm here, Mike.
I know it is.
I loves it. So there's an attack on her life. Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi, old friends from a decade ago, get sent to be overpriced bodyguards.
Hell yeah, dude.
Young Senator Amidala, which the first time I saw that, I was like, is that a demotion going from Queen to serving the Galactic Senate? It was explained in there somewhere that
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
The queens have terms on Naboo. They're elected officials.
That's wild.
They're not royalty, I guess.
Correct.
It's a little weird.
It's kind of strange, man. But hey, it happens. There's a whole bunch of bullshit happens basically leading up to the second attempt on Padme's life, which are these disgusting little slug thingies that crawl through the window at night, which has haunted me forever.
Yeah, they're like little centipedes that can kill you.
So Anakin and Obi-Wan sense these bugs in the room. They come in and they chop them up. This has bothered me since the first time I saw this movie. Anakin runs and jumps in and just cuts these worms up. And I counted this time, a full 3 seconds later, Padme reacts wakes up from a dead sleep. Just, if someone jumped on me and activated a laser sword, I think I would notice that right away.
Hey, man, maybe she's a deep sleeper.
Who am I? Who am I, man? I want to back up a little bit because I missed a very key part here. Anakin's super creepy in this movie.
Yeah. I don't know how much I can defend that, but okay.
Episode 1 was more...
Are you an angel?
Yeah, it's more like kid infatuation. Wow, she's really pretty. And that's that. And now it's Anakin he's first off, they while Padme's sleeping in this room that she was where the Jedi were watching her, he has a line. I didn't write it exactly down, but he said, she's covered the cameras. She didn't want me watching her. It's ew, dude, why are you saying that? She's crazy for doing that.
Dude, he's security. He's supposed to be watching
you creep. I didn't like that at all.
It is
There's
creepy.
a couple more examples.
There's some
that
creepy undertones there.
We will come back to. But didn't set the table well for me for Annie. I was questioning whether he was okay or not.
He said it. He said it.
I love Obi-Wan's Jesus look in this movie.
He looks
His
just
hair is phenomenal.
He looks like the white version of Jesus.
Yes, he does. He does look like
if Jesus were white.
Judeo-Christian Jesus.
Yeah.
Love it. I was talking to my cousins when my great aunt got older and she started to lose her eyesight. This is pretty mean, but we did discuss the possibility of replacing her Jesus rosary picture with just
the picture of Obi-Wan from episode 2.
We didn't because that would have been really weird. but something we always talked about. I thought it would be fun. So I like this scene a lot because Obi-Wan just jumps out of a fucking window.
He gives no shits about that window.
Yeah, there's a droid, like a survey. I guess it was the droid that deposited the gross space worms in Padme's room. And Anakin obviously destroys the worms, but Obi just goes for it and just dives through the window. So he's flying around chasing this no-name bounty hunter. And her speeder, gave away a key point. It does end up being a woman, which is crazy in the Star Wars universe.
Crazy.
But
there's like only 3 women in the galaxy.
I know. It's gross underrepresentation. So he's chasing her around. Her speeder makes super cool noises that sound like guitar solos. Dude. Every time it's on screen, it's just woo, woo. It's pretty great. So Anakin catches up with Obi. They're flying around a speeder. He decides, I've had it. Padme will never accept and love me, and he jumps out of the speeder to kill himself. Stop. And that's the end of the movie.
No, that's not directed by George Lucas. Anyways,
yeah, it's 40 minutes long, and there's no
He jumps
sequels.
out because he knows where she's at because he's way more attuned to the Force than Obi-Wan is, dude.
Yeah.
In my mind,
that's just a funny thought.
In a lot of ways, he's really ahead of Obi-Wan.
Well, he does say that
He does say that later.
Wow, he goes on a little tantrum. What a wiener.
What a guy.
That guy.
Annie, are you okay? Clearly not. He jumped out of a speeder.
He jumped out of a speeder, man, and just...
into moving traffic.
Yeah. That was that was precision. He found his man.
See, that's the thing where it's like when you're a 9-year-old and you see something like that shit's amazing.
It's super cool.
It's really cool.
And then I can't help just being the cynical now 27-year-old version of myself. I'm like, man, what if he just had it in that moment? I'm just like, this is too much. I don't accept.
While it's comical in a way, it's also extremely dark.
It's very sad.
Fuck you for poking at that part of my sense of humor.
That will probably be ruined for you forever now.
Yeah. I'll never be able to unsee it.
Yeah. Can't unsee it.
Oh, anyways, he lands on the guitar solo speeder.
Woo! They chase the bounty hunter down, eventually apprehend her, who actually is a changeling in the end, which was a pretty crazy plot twist. It's not that crazy. It's kind of interesting.
Changeling's a shapeshifter for people who don't.
And if you're not listening, what the fuck are you even here for?
Yeah, why are you here?
If you don't know.
They don't know.
So they Obi-Wan pulls the dart out and is like, poison saber dart. Like,
wait, yeah, one of my favorite lines from the movie.
Yeah. Which translates to...
Beats me. She says Slimo, though.
I thought you were just going to make something up. I was really excited. I was trying to serve you a softball there.
I am shocked. You're supposed to be dismantling this entire movie, and you haven't brought up yet the fact that Count Dooku hires a bounty hunter, who hires another bounty hunter, who hires a droid, who hires 2 bugs to kill Padme.
I wasn't even thinking of that, man. My God, I just got pretzel-brained.
Whisper down the lane for assassination attempts.
Count Dooku, well, he's a political idealist.
Not a murderer.
So he doesn't know what he's doing. That is a wild chain to go down, though. Bounty hunter hires bounty hunter. Like, why couldn't
Sith
Jango
Lord
Fett...
hires bounty hunter.
Right. Why couldn't Jango Fett just... I guess he tried the platform job. I guess that was him, right?
No. Zam says that she tried bombing the ship, but she got away.
Why does Jango Fett's useless then?
He's delegating.
Oh, that's lame. That's not his job.
I know. He's a manager. He's like, I got all these things to do.
Like what?
I don't know. Make sure that the fries go in and come out at the right time.
God damn you, man. God damn you. Obi-Wan pulls out the dart, which was shot, as we saw from a distance, by Jango Fett into Zam's neck. Zam whooshy slay moves out and dies. Obi-Wan immediately knows that this is a poison saber dart. He looks at it for like a second, but he's not exactly sure where the poison saber dart comes from. So he takes a trip to see our old buddy Dex.
Dexter Jetster.
Dex's diner. And this Dex is an awesome little he's only on screen for like maybe 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, he's great.
But he's like a big fat like cook. He's got a mustache.
And an anchor tattoo.
Got an anchor
tattoo
out to me,
which I noticed
for the first time. He pulls up his pants. He's like a typical, like if the FDA were running inspections in Coruscant, which they're clearly not. Dex's Diner's not open.
So is your beef with this part of the movie that they're not doing health inspections?
They're not doing health inspections, Mike. Dex pulled up his goddamn pants with his bare hands. His hand was all up in his ass crack.
You know he's cooking with that thing too.
He probably uses it as a spatula.
I doubt it, but okay.
It's disgusting, man. That's all I'm saying. Camino is the name of the planet that Obi-Wan is given. He's having a tough time finding Camino, Mike.
He is.
So he's in the Jedi archives. Nothing. Which is weird.
Yeah, he talks to Joe Constantine.
Ooh.
I said it.
Burn.
I said it.
She was very dismissive of that of Master Obi, wasn't she?
She is just convinced that he has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But boy, didn't she feel stupid and fucking when the movie ended? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe she probably had no idea what was going on.
I didn't see her at the arena fighting.
Loser. So Obi can't find his planet, which is kind of funny. He comes to talk to Yoda about it, and I feel like he could have done this at a better time because Yoda's training younglings.
Yeah, he has like a kindergarten class.
He's got like a kindergarten class that are training like lightsaber defense. And Obi-Wan just kind of is like, Master Yoda, I need to talk to him. I've lost the planet. And he's just like, obviously,
solve this mystery, the children move.
So the kids figure it out.
Yeah, because they're
like
smart.
Right away.
Right.
And I have a problem with that because Yoda big times Obi-Wan in front of those kids.
He does.
Making fun of him. He says, lost a planet Master Kenobi has. If I was Obi-Wan, I'd be like, listen, motherfucker. So I'll pull him aside. Be like, Yoda, the fuck, man? I'm in Master too, dude.
It's a teaching moment for everybody.
And that kid figures it out immediately.
Yeah. Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
Obi-Wan never thanks that child, Mike.
I understand that, and that is a flaw in this movie, and you can stand by that, but I still think that it was important.
I think I've won this entire debate. He never thanks the child. That upset me. Major flaw. This one you can't defend really on this movie alone is that they just say someone deleted it from the archives. And they just leave it. Apparently later in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, they explain it in the Clone Wars a little bit.
Say the Clone Wars never came out, Mike.
Yeah. Okay. I told you this movie's very ambitious.
Someone deleted it from the archives. That's like, I don't know, man, like Watergate. What if they're like, somebody lost those files. Yeah. I don't know.
The tapes have been recorded over.
We just won't look into this at all because that's just a shitty bit of luck. Man.
So he threw a pen for emphasis.
I did.
Hear it.
I just smashed it down. So Obi-Wan's on his way to Camino to investigate.
The Camino Saber Dart.
Yes. Dex really should have been in that movie for longer. We could have done with more Dex. He
could have been the Lando of this trilogy, and they dropped the ball.
Buddy!
He's got a killer mustache,
so friendly. Love it. Obi's on his way to Camino to investigate these cloners. And meanwhile, Mike, where is Miss Padme and Mr. Anakin?
Flirting.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where I believe they take Padme back to Naboo for safekeeping under not Master Jedi Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, they kind of rub that in a little bit.
Yeah, they really cut him down as well. They really cut him down. The Naboo, I don't know, like council or whatever.
Yeah, but they do a really good job of they set up Anakin's motivation with his brilliant line about sand. He was like, I went to the beach 10 years ago on Tatooine, and I still can't get the sand out of my backpack.
It was Wildwood, dude. He went to Wildwood.
He went to Wildwood, and he still can't get the sand out of his backpack.
He sat on a hypodermic needle on the Wildwood beach.
Then someone suggested to him to turn it inside out, and he still can't get it out.
Terrible. I don't like sand. It's so coarse and rigid, like my shitty acting in this movie.
Dude, Hayden Christensen acts with his face, not with his wooden dialogue.
That's a problem too, because his face is not good.
When he's okay, he does really good sad and angry faces, but like when he's like not quite there, like at 100%, they do
leave it in
multiple times. They like just pan on his face where it's like he doesn't know which emotion he's in yet.
They just leave it in.
They should have cut it out of the movie.
They should have cut it out of the movie. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of acting.
They are not bad actors, dude.
They are not good actors.
Like, Samuel L. Jackson's not a good actor. Natalie Portman's not a good actor.
Not in this movie, Mike.
Ewan McGregor's not a good actor.
Movie. He was a terrible
Christopher
actor.
Lee's not a good actor.
Yeah, him especially. I actually have a problem with him that we'll get there.
We'll get there.
But yeah, so Obi's off doing his thing. This entire Anakin and Padme thing, I hate entirely while they're alone together.
It doesn't quite hold up. I think George Lucas was trying to do a Romeo and Juliet type vibe, but I don't.
Yeah, was he?
The early 2000s.
Do you think he's seen that movie?
No,
I don't think so either.
It's a book, though.
Yeah,
I'm sure he read it.
Well, I don't know, man. If that's what he was going for, I think he may have missed the mark.
Dude, what about when they're rolling around in grass?
That part was cool. I hate that personally because I don't believe in love or affection anymore. But like, I could see how some people would like that.
That's where the chemistry to me is. It's all revolving around them rolling around in grass.
That's like their one thing that they bond over.
Yeah.
That's how you get hay fever, pal.
I mean,
which is a very outdated disease that probably doesn't exist in that universe.
It creates a heat in their body temperatures, and that's where the love and passion comes from.
Oh my God. Love and passion are not Jedi.
Look, man,
emotions.
You tell me after you go on a first date and roll around in some grass that you guys aren't soulmates.
I'll try it. I'll get back to you. Let me make a note of that. Where's that pen that I chucked across the room? Found it. Love. Cool. So, yeah, the whole, just like they have that one super weird dinner.
I can't defend that part.
Yeah, that I think is the worst of it. He steals her pear and then cuts it with a fork and knife for some reason,
and forces it back to her.
Yeah, and then they're talking.
He doesn't even give her the pear back. He pointed that out to me.
He keeps the pear.
I don't know.
Major problem with that. That's not chivalrous at all. Jerk. Whatever, man. Obi-Wan on Kamino. I actually don't have any problems with that.
Obi-Wan on Kamino is good. You get introduced to the clones.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which is awesome. You get to see all the clone fetuses.
There are a lot of them. There's so
Tons.
many of them.
Lots of them.
And then you get this fun conversation where Obi-Wan has no idea what is actually going on. And he's just rolling
he's
with
in
it.
a room with tennis balls, and we're just expected to.
Yeah.
He's just, Ewan McGregor's out there trying his best.
Yeah. Lam Su, the prime minister of Kamino, informs him that how many? I forget. 250,000 units.
His 200,000 units are ready to go, with 1 million more on the way.
And Obi-Wan's like, very cool, man.
He's like,
what?
Fuck yeah.
Is this like a widget, like when you solve a math problem, or is this like a real tangible thing?
And then he sees that it's very tangible.
Yeah, yeah. And then I like that Obi's immediate response to that is he's just like, oh, very good. And then he's like, it'll be a grand army. And he's like, what army? Like completely giving away that he has no idea what he's talking about.
That's why I'm here.
I guess that's why I'm here. They cut out the part where he says, I guess, because it looked too ridiculous. But yeah, the clones are cool. I'll always love the clone army because that spun off eventually into Republic Commando, which
one of
is
the greatest Star Wars video games of all
an
time.
amazing video game, which we'll probably end up doing a pod on by itself. To be honest. And then we meet Jango Fett for the first time. We actually meet him with his mask off.
We get to see Jango without his mask.
We get to feel what he's about, which is not that much, honestly.
Yeah,
he's a pretty simple character.
I'll tell you one thing. He's about killing people, hiring people to kill people, and then also not letting his daughter in the water. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a different movie.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
Moana. Don't go near the water.
Was he the dad in Moana?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It all makes sense.
I don't know why he's on this planet that's just water.
Oh, my God.
He's a hypocrite.
Jesus Christ. It all makes sense.
Bye-bye. Don't go near the water.
Don't go in the water. It's like that was like the whole theme of Moana. It was like, don't go in the water.
And what does she do?
She goes in the water. She goes in the water. That's a whole man. That my brain hurts now. We see young Boba Fett. Pretty cool. He's kind of a punk though. He just is pouty. He's got cool.
He has a great line. He says, "Dad, Ton Wee's here,"
and then he kind of just fucks
I think
off.
he just like laughs later, and that's about it.
Doesn't even qualify as a laugh. It's like,
and that is the most dangerous man in the galaxy. Apparently,
well, apparently that's what we're told. We never actually,
you don't quite see it,
really ever. But the battle that they have out on the platform at Camino was actually,
it's dope,
pretty cool. I told you in the beginning when we started watching it, there are two parts of this movie I enjoy. Obviously, the end, and then this scene was pretty cool. Not too much to complain about here, to be honest.
No, Camino's. I mean, it creates a lot of questions, which, I mean, you have to be under the impression like why are the Jedi so in the dark about everything, and this like really like lays that out for you, and then it propels the story forward because Obi-Wan is obviously following Jango, which leads to really the start of the war.
The start of the Star Wars.
The start of the Star Wars.
Which are chronicled.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, man. So while we're chasing Mr. Fett around, still a bunch of bullshit going on with Anakin and Padme.
Yeah, he's having bad dreams.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, in my dreams, you don't wear any clothes that show your cleavage, and my mom's dying.
Yeah. Yeah, both real problems.
Yeah.
The second one ends up being a real problem.
I think they're both real problems in his mind.
That's true. Yeah, he's a sexed up horn dog. No, well, he's not sexed up. I think that's the problem.
I think that is the problem. I think that's why he's so creepy.
But every time they're on screen together, to me,
hold on. Disclaimer.
It feels uncomfortable.
Just because you haven't gotten your rocks off doesn't mean you can be super creepy.
Yeah, that's kind of like he's just.
These are rules of thumb here. It's healthy to jerk off people.
There's at least one time where she says the line, "Please don't look at me like that." When he's, oh God, just eyeballing her.
And he probably could have avoided this if he just jerked off, but he didn't.
Yeah, probably. He got the Force, dude. You can do it probably without anyone even noticing.
This is also true. Never thought about it that way, but yeah.
Wow, we're uncovering a lot today.
We should have probably said the not safe for work disclaimer at the very beginning of this episode.
No, I hope this is a kindergarten class. No, I hope a kindergarten class is listening to this and they're just shocked.
What does jerk off mean, Master Kenobi? It seems your Padawan didn't jerk off.
Master, someone deleted it from the archive. Fantastic. Obi-Wan's pursuing Jango through space. They have a cool space battle.
And cool space bombs.
Yes, the bombs do, they're sonic bombs.
Seismic
charges. So they explode, and then like 3 seconds later, the amount of time it took Padme to notice someone had swung a lightsaber in her face, they make a sound. And it goes, bang!
Yeah,
it's
pretty
cool.
sick.
Yeah, I can't do it, but it's pretty amazing. So he follows him back to Geonosis.
Yeah. And while this is happening, we have to talk about the hunt for Shmi.
The hunt for Shmi. Do we have to talk about it?
We do have to talk about it.
Because the end is actually pretty cool.
The end is pretty cool.
Yes.
And leading up to it is pretty cool, too.
Yes.
Because we get to see Watto the junk dealer.
Who has not aged well.
No, he's down on his luck, and it's like, oh, so this is what happens when you gamble. Lesson learned.
He's got, don't point at me. I saw you pointed a finger in my direction. I saw that. It was not behind my computer. I saw it was off to the side. I saw it. Watto looks like shit. He's got a dirty beard going. He's got flies all over him. He's the only character that we see from the Phantom Menace from Tatooine.
Yeah.
I think. So we learned from Watto that he sold Anakin's mother.
Shmi.
Remember, call back to episode 1. All slaves have chips that will
blow you away.
It will explode their bodies if they try
to escape,
to leave in any way. Which has been 2 weeks since I found that out, and I still am having trouble sitting with that, to be completely honest.
It's crazy stuff, man.
God. So anyway, Shmi never made it out. She got sold. to Lars, I think.
Yeah. I think he freed her, and then he married her.
Sold her years ago. Which, you pointed this out, Watto does not seem like a guy that keeps records.
He can't even bathe, so why would he keep
of
records?
Anything? But he's got a record of like this bill of sale for Shmi Skywalker from years ago. So yeah, he digs in, finds I guess the address of Mr. Clegg Lars. I guess he's a moisture farmer. He's got one leg. I don't know if that was pre or post Shmi. What if she took his leg off?
No, the Tusken Raiders took the leg off.
No, maybe that was a cover story. We don't know that.
Never shown on screen.
No, never. We meet, Anakin shows up. C-3PO's there, which
Naturally.
sucks. For the rest of the... He's just so annoying in this movie.
What do you mean? His best lines are in this movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Brutal. We meet Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru at a young age. Very, very cardboard greeting. It's like, I'm Owen. This is my girlfriend, Beru. I guess you're my half brother. It's like, yeah, you guys seem super cool.
Yeah, so
to hang out
cardboard greeting, but it sounds like a regular family greeting when you meet someone for the first time. So I'm just going to chalk it up to accuracy for real life. You got to make the stories relatable.
I guess, man. They go inside to talk. They do not get blue milk. They get some bullshit.
They get like red juice.
Tatooine red iced tea juice or some garbage.
Probably Crystal Light.
This is when they find out that Shmi was kidnapped by the Tusken Raiders. How the fuck do Tusken Raiders keep sneaking up on people? They're the loudest creatures in the entire universe.
They are very loud.
I feel like, not in every movie, but in like at least 3 of the movies, someone turns around and there's one just standing there, just like, and it's just like, they make that sound all the time. How do they sneak up on anyone? I don't understand.
Single file lines, I guess.
To cover their tracks, and then they just don't speak ever, except when you see. I don't.
Have you ever snuck up? Have you ever snuck up behind someone in sand?
I sneak up on people all the time.
Okay. Have you ever done it in sand? It's probably easier to do it in sand.
I guess, man, but they literally like throat yell constantly. That's my biggest. I don't know. That's my biggest thing. It's neither here nor there. Shmi's been kidnapped. Shmi's been kidnapped by these Tusken Raiders, a.k.a. the Sand People. You know who doesn't like that?
Anakin's not a big fan.
Anakin's not crazy about the idea.
I don't think he likes it at all.
I don't think he likes it at all because he hates one specific thing in the world.
What's that?
Sand.
Oh, shit. And these are sand people.
These are sand people. Not good.
He says, fuck that.
To clarify, these are not people made of sand. These are Tusken Raiders.
Right.
Again, for anyone who hasn't watched Star Wars and is for some fucking reason
listening to this
podcast.
Yeah.
Go listen to like Pod Save America or something else. Nah, just kidding. All people are welcome here. We're trying to walk you through it. Unless you're a kindergarten class, then that's not going to be good.
Yeah, no. Definitely not. You must be over the age of 18.
5, at least.
I don't know. Something.
At least over 5.
Know the conceptual complexities behind jerking off, and then we can talk.
Yes, that's the key to unlocking this show. So Anakin goes, finds his mother.
Whoa. You cannot just gloss over the best shot in the entire film.
I was going to try to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to describe, but it is very
He's
very cool.
on his speeder. He's going to find his mom. He's going to find me mom. And then he flies right in front of a twin sunset.
Yes.
And it's a silhouette of him on a speeder with 2 suns in the background, and it looks dope as hell.
It's very cool. It's very cool. If they could have just done that for the entire movie, that would have been sweet. That level of coolness.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do.
That's a hard... Like, what a dickhead request. Like, can you take the best shot from this movie and do it...
It'd be like a puppet show.
1,000 times. Unreal. So, long story short, he shows up. His mom hangs on just long enough and then dies.
She says Annie like 5 times, though.
She could have said, I love you, but she chose to say, Annie? Like like you said, like 5 times, and she goes,
She doesn't quite get it out, does she?
and then she's dead. Dies in his arms. Like you said, we get a horrible shot of him trying to make himself look
it's
sad.
like he's like, they're like directing him like, emote, like get sad, but make it gradual. And he's like, he goes he goes from like 0 to 100, and they stay on his like 0 for like way too long.
Than the 100.
And the 100 where it's like, oh fuck, he's about to go in on some Tusken Raiders, but not just the men, the women, and the children.
And probably the dogs.
I would imagine the dogs had to go too.
Jesus, man.
And he slaughters them like animals.
Yikes. Yeah, he kills the F out of that group of raiders that he finds.
I mean, if sand people killed my mom, I'd probably kill them too.
There you go, man. So slaughters them, comes back with Shmi's body. They have a little impromptu funeral for Shmishi. And Padme's wearing white during that, which I kind of had a problem with.
Weird.
It's kind of jacked up. It's a funeral, but whatever. You know, I don't. You know,
was it after Labor Day?
I don't know. I don't know if they celebrate that, Mike. There's
Probably
2 sons. Who knows?
Shit,
Who knows what happens over there? That's the end of the Tatooine saga.
There's 2 sons. What happens?
Anything goes, man. Anything goes. Meanwhile, Mr. Obi-Wan is spying on, I guess, Count Dooku's Legion of Doom.
Oh, yeah. We get introduced to a whole bunch of characters.
A whole cavern of kooky characters, including the Techno Union.
Yeah, Wat Tambor.
Droid. He's got a name. Okay.
He goes, the Techno will sign your treaty.
He does. And he did that to himself. He turned the dial on his own chest to not talk properly for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was strange.
Very
You got the
dramatic.
banking clan.
Oh, yeah. The banking clan will sign your treaty.
He does that super arrogant face.
Yeah, if you watch this movie anytime recently after listening to this episode, you have to watch him. He does the most snarky face after he says he's going to sign the treaty.
Sign the treaty. So, yeah, we have basically a group of powerful factions.
And Newt Gunray.
And Newt Gunray is there. Newt Gunray, who we learned earlier in the movie, has been indicted on like high crimes 4 times.
And still.
And cleared of all of them.
Yeah, cleared of all
still
charges.
The fucking Trade Federation chancellor.
And I thought the U.S. government was corrupt.
Yeah.
Put the Law and Order thing in right there.
Yeah. But like a real one. Dig it. Yeah, so they're having this meeting to basically, like I said, it's all these powerful factions in the universe that slant more towards the villainous side of the scale. And they're basically planning to combine their droid armies to take on the Republic.
Yeah, they're like, we're the south of the galaxy, and we're
Great analogy, except they were prepared to fight, and it wasn't just in defense of slavery.
Yeah, also, in case you were wondering, the Confederacy of Independent Systems and the Confederacy of the United States of America both lasted less than 10 years.
Burn, dude. Got him. So Obi-Wan goes out to transmit this message to warn everybody.
Well, he can't send it all the way to Coruscant.
Can't send it all the way to Coruscant because it's, it's
too far.
AT&T's rates are crazy.
They are not on 5G.
Calls.
It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Not on 5G.
He was on dial-up.
He's on like 5GE, which is like fake.
It's not real.
5G. So he doesn't get it. So he sends it off to Anakin and
Padme, who are on
Bear,
Tatooine.
who are still on Tatooine.
Padamami, Panda Bear. Whatever the fuck her name is.
So Obi's in trouble. He's captured by the Geonosians. Geonosians.
Enter Count Dooku.
Count Dooku comes in the room, and I do love this because Christopher Lee's like a legendary just person in general.
Yeah, a great actor.
He's like a war hero.
He's a World War II hero.
Classically trained actor.
He's been knighted.
He's been knighted. He was knighted.
Knighted. R.I.P.
And he just comes in the room with the most fire line in the movie. He says, "Oh no, this is ridiculous. They've gone too far. This is madness." It's just like
doesn't mean it at all.
This is ridiculous. They've gone too far. It's madness. It's so stupid. Tries to convince Obi-Wan to join his cause. Obi's a pure soul. He's not going to.
Qui-Gon Jinn would never join you.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
He does
Just
say
like
that. We don't know. He might. We can't speak for Qui-Gon. He's been dead for 10 years.
That's true.
Meanwhile, Anakin and Panda Bear are back on the way to... they're on the way. I shouldn't say back on the way. They're on the way to save Master Kenobi. And there's this whole scene in the droid factory that I thought was... It didn't really serve any purpose.
You said to me while watching the movie that you could do without literally the entire thing.
Yes.
And I disagree with you, except for one part.
I will kill you.
There is one part.
This is how we solve our differences.
There's one part I really don't understand.
I know.
I don't quite get it. But everything else is fine. It's another action scene. However, when the metal thing drops on Anakin's arm and he gets stuck, what the fuck is that?
What are they making?
I don't know.
That shape.
As someone who dives into canon, and I could see all the different pieces of the several different droids they're building throughout that entire sequence, I don't know what that is.
It's a battle droid factory.
Yeah.
And then also where your arm is going to be stuck in this thing.
It's hey, we're going to slam sheet metal onto your arm, but don't worry, it's going to go wrap right around your arm.
Terrible.
But it's also foreshadowing for his arm getting cut off.
Ugh. That does happen. Go figure. Also, I hate C-3PO becoming a battle droid because it adds so many... There's so many cringe-worthy lines in this movie, and I think 3 of them are his.
4.
4?
Yeah. Oh, shut me down.
God, this is such a drag.
Die, did I scum?
It's just oh! Drives me nuts.
I'm feeling very beside myself.
Yeah, terrible. Shut up. C-3PO should have been edited out of this movie. It's terrible. Tell Anthony Daniels I said that. Nah, he's fine.
Anthony Daniels is fine.
He's cool.
He's just doing his job.
He's just reading the script, aren't they all? So,
come on, we're getting to the good part of the movie.
So, yeah, they are about to be executed.
This is the best fucking third
The
act
very
of any
last
Star Wars movie.
I think I agree. I think I agree.
Remember how when we were talking about episode 1, they were we were talking about how there was too much shit going on.
There's too much shit. There was 4 shits.
Well, George Lucas learned his fucking lesson and decided to focus on one thing.
One thing.
The Battle of Geonosis.
The kiss.
Oh, yeah. The kiss, too.
That's where I stop watching every time because it's powerful and I can't get past it.
Because you truly, deeply love it.
Love you. So much. For real.
Oh, my God. I think our lives are about to be destroyed anyway.
Fucking hate it. Anyway, I'm telling you, every time they're on screen together, like you said, I get nothing. I feel nothing towards that. I'm
Unless
never rooting for them to make
grass, it's ass.
You should patent that.
I might.
We see
Well, if we ever make merch, that's probably the first shirt we're going to have.
I dig that. Let's copyright that. If there are any lawyers listening that can help us with copyrights,
yes.
We're dumb, so we don't know how to do anything.
No.
So just drop us a line. Yeah, that horrible, horrible line is pretty much the last, shitty part of this movie.
It goes into fucking...
After that, it's just pure chaos.
Yeah.
Real quick before they get brought out to the arena, there is a Geonosian who does not have wings.
And they look ugly. Can you imagine, what a birth defect?
If your whole species can fly.
But you can't.
Oh.
And okay, you have to think, we look like the underside of a boot.
Yeah.
But at least we have wings. We can fly around.
And we can get shit
done. And that guy can't. And there's more than one of them.
Poor guy.
That one guy is very front and center, but
the execution, or I shouldn't say the execution, the arena, the attempted execution scene is awesome. There's so much action in the next 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's this entire movie was remember all the things you love about Star Wars? Well, we're not going to show you any of it until the very end.
Here's a bunch of bullshit, and then this really cool scene at the end for those who made it.
You want crazy creatures? We'll give you 3 of them.
Done.
Oh, you want lightsaber action? We'll give you 50 of them.
You want shitty one-liners from Obi-Wan Kenobi?
And C-3PO?
Got him. What about Padme? She seems to be on top of things. I fucking hate that line so much. Because that is like, that kind of dialogue is in every like blockbuster, like all these superhero movies.
Yes, it's quippy.
They have that same shitty fucking dialogue that makes me so angry.
I think this is where it started. I think Star Wars really
I think
I'm not even talking about like the prequels. I think it was in the original trilogy too.
It's painful. It's painful. No one says these kinds of things in real. If you do, no one likes you. And I'm sorry if this is you're finding out now, but no one likes you if you say things like that.
I don't like you either.
I don't like you either. Man, so there's this whole execution scene that we're not going to do much justice to talking about. Everybody has seen it. They know it's awesome.
Right, yeah. They all end up on the Reek, and they're just chilling.
Right. Which I would love to know what Anakin's plan was at that point. Because the 3 of them, they're like on the Reek, and then he's just like, oh, man, we have nowhere to go. Mace Windu shows up. The super battle droids show up. A whole shitload of Jedi and clones.
Yeah, we haven't touched on the vagina balcony yet.
Yeah, that's your discovery, my friend. You know, speak to it.
I'm not going to lie.
Your truth.
I don't know who to credit. I think it was a meme somewhere. But like Newt Gunray and Count Dooku and Poggle the Lesser and all the separatists are just like in this balcony.
Yeah,
it's all vaginas,
lined with vaginas.
Like not just like the labia and other labia,
the entire
parts, like
anatomy,
the clitoris, and is present in all the vaginas.
Anatomy is there. It's I'll never be able to not see that.
You're welcome.
Thanks, buddy. Oh man.
But yeah, Mace Windu shows up.
Mace Windu shows up. Ultimately cuts Jango's head off, which is pretty cool. Jango Fett looks awesome, and he is in 2 specific fight scenes, but he goes out like a punk, man. That must be a Fett thing.
It must be a Fett thing.
I feel like his death was a little more justified because at least he was, fucking in battle with someone.
Yeah, you kind of like. I feel like they were like, "Oh, right, like we got to make Jango like do something cool so that we don't just do the same thing that we did to Boba."
Ruin the Fett dynasty.
With this, like, oh, we created this amazing looking character and then did nothing with them.
Yeah, madness.
Although Jango's got a pretty great legacy, being the template for the clones
and the ultimate hirer of other bounty hunters.
True, and the ultimate dad who hates water.
Hates the water.
Hates the water.
One, this is just a real quick, like, not blanket, you'll miss it, but no, I feel like most people don't remember this at all, but the one, I don't even know his name, the dinosaur Jedi guy. I
think it's like Agent Kloss or something
like that. He sucks. He should not have a name.
Worst. He's a Jedi Council member.
He's a council member. He hops up on the balcony because I guess he saw an opportunity to take out Count Dooku. Jumps up, pulls his saber, and gets shot at like 4 times by Jango Fett in the face and doesn't block. I think he blocks the first one and then just is dead. He sucks. And back in the scene where Yoda's teaching the younglings, like the little blocking, he should have been in there. He might still be alive. We wouldn't because he would have died in Jedi Purge eventually, but I guess I'm getting ahead of myself.
He would have lasted.
But he would have lived a little bit longer.
I don't think there's no way he would have made it through the Clone Wars with that kind of.
No,
I mean, dude, you replacing Yarl Poof with that guy.
He was a true peacekeeper, that guy.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
You replaced Yaddle with that guy?
Yaddle? What happened to Yaddle?
I don't know.
Poor broad. Oh, man. I wasn't even thinking of that. But Yoda saves the day. He says good relations with the Kaminoans.
Yeah, he goes and
Kamino
like,
people.
Oh, let me go pick up these clones. And the clones are like, okay.
Ready to rock, man.
Let's go.
Ready to rock. They go outside of the Geonosis execution arena. And then it's showtime. There's the whole like straight up battle going on with droids that we were seeing for the first time. This part was pretty cool.
Yeah, the super battle droids. There's one scene where he like just fucking completely like clotheslines a B1,
annihilates,
and then
just
like shooting around.
Yeah.
All this cool stuff. All the Jedi are there, and then They get surrounded.
They do.
And Count Dooku's like...
Count Dooku throws him a bone.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no, this is terrible. They've gone too far. This is madness. So he offers them one more chance to live, basically. They reject. They get fired on. Yoda swoops in, saves everybody.
Around the survivors, a perimeter create.
The clones probably did not understand his first, 15 orders.
No, but they're strategic fellas, so I think
they're like, I'm pretty sure we'll fucking go. Yeah, land there. I don't know.
Yeah, just
the other guys are doing it. We'll just fucking land there. So, battle's going on. They're in hot pursuit of Count Dooku on his little speeder bike thing.
Mm-hmm.
They get shot at. Padme falls out. Anakin just has a hissy fit about it.
He's like, there's only 3 women in the galaxy, and I have a chance to get with that one?
Yeah.
And you're telling me no?
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's rolling around and just getting sand in her back.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about her open wound that she gets in the arena battle, but she falls in sand, and it's just like, oh, man.
That hurts me to watch.
If Anakin didn't already hate sand.
Let me tell you.
He hates it even more now.
There's an anti-sand fan club. He's the founder, president, CEO. So they finally catch up with Count Dooku in some hangar off a good ways away from the main battle. And they have a chance to engage in lightsaber combat.
Right.
Way cool. Because the lightsaber combat in the first movie was awesome.
It was.
And so Obi-Wan and Anakin show up.
How do they take him, dude?
Anakin just runs right at him.
They don't take them together?
They don't take them together. It's like, all right, we'll take them together.
No, I'm taking them now!
Left and slow.
He does say that. Never picked that up before in my
weird.
life.
So, yeah, he does. He attacks him straight on, and it does not go well. He gets thrown off into some giant tower and gets his face smashed in. Obi's like, all right, well, I guess thanks, buddy. Thanks for listening to my orders. Here we go. And then just a thought I had during this is I was playing Jedi Fallen Order last week.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a lot of fun, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, I don't talk the way that Jedi talk, because I feel like every time they're about to battle, it's this stupid monologue. It's always like, oh, my power is a far greater than yours. And it's like, oh, well, we'll see. Like, that's how every pre-fight conversation. I would love for one Jedi to be like, fuck you, bitch. Just go straight in.
This isn't a dick measuring contest.
No, and just talk mad shit.
Yeah.
They're always just like, oh, I'm the most powerful. I've learned so much.
You will try.
You will try. It's horrible. Horrible. Obi-Wan takes on Dooku. He's got a curved lightsaber. Yeah. I don't really know what. I think they were just like, well, villains have to have cool.
Yeah, they're like, how can we sell more toys?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, no, make it curved. I don't know. Maybe he saw a Cialis commercial. It was like, wieners. Obi-Wan gets tagged in the shoulder area and the knee, so he's down for the count. He's about to get killed.
And Anakin swoops in, dude.
Swoops in, saves his life.
And he's like, are you okay?
Oh.
He said it.
Cue the music. Yeah, so they battle briefly, probably, I don't know, a couple minutes. And then there's one parry where Anakin just makes contact, turns around and basically just presents his arm for
I don't know. It was like a really cool lightsaber fight until the choreographer was like, cool. All right, now just put your arm out because it's about to get cut off.
I think he was, whoever the choreography director, I think he probably was just like, I'm going to go get a soda. You guys, you're doing great.
And George is like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
George is like, wait, I have a great idea.
It's fine. Yeah.
And then, so he cuts Annie's arm off.
Let's put a flannel on his arm and then we'll just get it cut off.
So that was more offensive to me than Darth Maul getting bopped in the face and then cut in half. Because Anakin literally was just present my arm. Dooku's like, shit.
He took that opening.
Too easy. Doesn't kill him. He cuts his arm off. For the first time, foreshadow, Yoda shows up and they have a pretty cool battle. Yoda makes a super cool sound.
Oh, it's true. But Yeah, before he does that, they actually do have a dick measuring contest.
They do. They have the...
They both pull their pants down.
They do. It's weird.
And then all the lightning is coming out of Christopher Lee's dick.
Yeah.
And Yoda catches it.
Absorbs it.
And puts it in his palm and saves it for later.
Yes.
And then...
I think we were watching a different movie.
And then Yoda makes a really cool sound.
Well, like spin attacks.
I'm not going to lie. When I saw
Dooku.
that for the first time and Yoda pulls out his lightsaber.
I was ready, man.
Oh, man.
I was ready. It was
At 9
very
years
cool.
old, I just couldn't contain my excitement.
Yoda does still, at however old he is, 70. Just kidding. He's like 800, 900 years old or whatever. Still, I think bests Count Dooku, and then Dooku realizes, like, man, I got to get out of here. So he
for sure.
throws a tower down. Yoda has a choice between beating Dooku and saving Kenobi and Skywalker.
He does the Jedi thing.
Which he, of course, saves their life. Count Dooku escapes with the plans to the Death Star.
True. Brings it back to Coruscant. Where who's hiding?
Where are you taking them? To Coruscant.
To Coruscant.
And
that doesn't compute.
he meets with... I don't think it's Chancellor Palpatine.
You don't?
Just kidding. It's totally Palpatine in the shroud of his eventual Emperor cloak. And they have a brief, dumb conversation. And that's the movie. Nothing else happens. We don't have to talk about the scene where they get married, where Anakin and Padme and Obi-Wan all get married. And that's it.
Yeah.
That sets the table. Well, that's not it, actually. They do show the clone army preparing for
and they play the Imperial March.
the Star Wars.
Oh my God. Just like in the original movie. Wow. We forgot. Begun. The Clone War has.
Yes. Which is a very clear indication that the Clone Wars have begun. Because
they
Yoda
have.
says it out loud.
And then you don't see any of the Clone Wars except the very end.
Whoa.
Just kidding. There's
Just kidding. There's a whole
There's a
show.
7-season TV show that you should
Which I have
probably
started.
watch.
But so, all things considered, Mike, it's not a bad movie. It's a fun watch, at least.
It's long.
It's very long.
There are some parts that are like, why am I watching this movie? But if you really, 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 really want to enjoy yourself, just put on the third act.
Yeah, just watch the last
That's Star
40
Wars.
minutes. Just skip the I truly, deeply love you scene, because that is terrible.
Now this is pod racing.
Yeah, the rest is basically pod racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Much, much better than Phantom Menace.
I agree. I don't know. It's just like there's like a lot more going on in this film the whole time.
Yeah.
As opposed to like even like the Anakin Padme stuff is juxtaposed with Obi-Wan's mission, and it's fun. You know?
It is. I think Obi-Wan's mission, his kind of side, they do a good job of keeping the two moving forward at the same time. So you're not just like, it's not like you're watching Game of Thrones and you're like, man, I wonder what this guy's been up to for 10 episodes. It's like it keeps it in pace with each other. The Anakin Padme stuff is tough to get through, but you're not stuck with them for too long at any given time.
Yeah, I can understand people who maybe think that like the chemistry isn't quite there. I do think that the dialogue really affects it, to be completely honest.
So you were saying the beginning of the movie is not terrible.
It's not. Yeah, it's weird. It's like
It's
as
not
the plot,
terrible. It's not great.
right.
Not
It's
terrible.
like as the plot thickens, the dialogue really weighs down the movie, and it's like it's crazy because it's like they're really trying to like give you an idea of what the story is, but George has no intention of telling you the whole story.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like
What a
weird.
strange guy.
But within the context of the Clone Wars, you go back and watch this film, and it's like, wow, I'm really glad they set up all this stuff.
Right. When did that came out? What, like 5-6 years after the movie, though, right?
Yeah, Clone Wars started in
official, like
the official
version.
version of it that launched in 2008.
Yeah, so 6 years later.
Yeah,
That's a long time
It
to
is.
have gaps filled in.
but I mean, they've always been jumping around story-wise, so
It's tough to tell that much in even 2.5 hours. There's not enough time to touch on who deleted fucking Camino from the Jedi archives.
Yeah, it's not quite as exciting.
I also would like to know, like, Master Sifo-Dyas, what was his mission to go get a clone army built?
Right, and that's why you need to watch the Clone Wars.
Okay, there we go.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I am.
I'm not even like it's yeah. I mean, it's like I'm just like it's so you get a lot more information, and it's like wow, a lot of this stuff makes sense, and even like the Jedi like the decisions they make, it hinges on some of these things that they discover throughout the Clone Wars. So,
indeed. Overall, Mike, out of 5.
Out of 5,
let's hear it.
I'm gonna give it.
I think we both gave Phantom Menace a 2, if I remember correctly.
I think so. I'm gonna give it 3.5 power converters.
Whoa.
Out of 5.
I'm gonna go 3 curved boner lightsabers. Whatever that means.
I know what you mean.
Like, yeah, I think 3. I think 3 is fair.
It's right in the middle. It's got some really cool stuff.
There's a lot to hate about it. There's a lot to like about it. There's just some to love about it, even.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't say it lightly. Like, best third act of a Star Wars film by far.
Yeah.
It's like you really spend time with all the characters there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to hear Viceroy Gunray say your favorite line of all time.
He says, "She can't do that. Shoot her or something."
Patience, my friend. Patience.
She will die.
This is terrible. They've gone too far.
It's madness.
It's madness. I love it. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Star Wars.
I really thought you were going to like lay into it a little harder. I'm not going to.
Nah, man.
It's not as everyone thinks that it's just like this fucking shit movie, and it's not. It's not that bad.
It's just I don't care about Anakin and Padme, which is tough because I feel like that was like supposed to be a foundational piece of this movie, and it wasn't interesting to me at all.
It's hard when you're like, oh, this is the main character of this trilogy. Well, I don't care as much.
Yeah.
Although I feel like you could argue that Obi-Wan's the main character of this trilogy, and like the overarching first 6 movies is about Anakin.
Yes. Indeed. All right, buddy. That was Clone Wars, man.
No, Attack of the Clones, silly.
I'm just making sure you're paying attention.
I am paying attention.
I'm just kidding. I think I said that twice. So I definitely lost my mind for a second.
In addition to our chronological rewatch of Attack of the Clones, we got a new game trailer for Star Wars Squadrons.
Like you sent me that trailer yesterday. I watched the shit out of it.
Yeah, it gave me a boner.
It looks super cool. It's basically like a dogfighting game.
And it's
you're a pilot.
And it's VR, too.
And it's VR.
So you're getting in the cockpit as as someone in the rebellion or someone in the Empire, and apparently the story mode follows you create a character for both sides, and then you are in this squadron.
Interesting.
Obviously, I'm sure the whole point of the story is to like give you a grasp on all the different starfighters and gameplay and stuff. But man, dude, the trailer looks insane.
I know.
It's getting closer and closer to just being like, is that real?
I know. It's scary, man. I wonder if you're going to have to pay for everything in game because it's EA.
They already said no microtransactions.
Do you have to like buy gas for your fighters with real money?
No, they said no microtransactions already. So I think they learned their lesson from Battlefront 2.
Definitely looking forward to that. Did we get a release date on that, Mike?
October 2nd, 2020.
Oh my
God.
Close. This year. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's coming up, folks.
So when the second wave of coronavirus hits,
yes,
you'll be stuck inside, and you can
wear your goddamn mask, people.
Yeah, and stay in your cockpit.
Yeah.
Stay in your cockpit.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, ladies and gents, thanks for listening. This has been Annie. Are You Okay? We'll be back next time.
We got to tease next week, dude.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith might end up being 2 episodes. There's a lot to uncover there.
It might be. And that's actually a good movie.
I love that movie. Yeah. It's my favorite. Spoiler alert.
Way excited about it.
All right. Well, next week we will see you, Nerf herders. And may the Force be with you.
Goodbye there.